Many owners believe that every vegetable is good for the dog, but inside each leaf and root there's a different chemistry. Some heal, others intoxicate. In this video, you will find out which vegetables destroy your dog's blood, liver, and intestines, and which are true natural shields that strengthen the immune system, increase energy, and prolong life. Scientifically proven, narrated in a cinematic way, this video shows what owners need to know before putting any food on their best friend's plate. The balance between what kills and what cures can fit on a spoon. Watch to the end. The difference between error and care can be in a simple piece of vegetable. Subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to receive new videos about natural nutrition, longevity, and real health for dogs. The soothing sound of a kitchen at dawn fills the room. A stainless steel bowl rests on the counter while a hand holds a freshly cut carrot. The owner watches his dog wagging his tail, eyes attentive, waiting for the moment when a piece falls. It's a common scene in millions of homes, the attempt to offer something natural, something that seems healthy but can hide silent dangers. The mistake starts with the intention. When talking about vegetables, the tutor immediately thinks of health. After all, if it's good for humans, it must be good for dogs, right? Wrong. The canine organism works with a completely different chemistry. Certain compounds that the human body digests easily are toxic to the dog, causing everything from mild discomfort to organ failure. Understanding this is the first step to truly conscious eating. In the wild, dogs' ancestors consumed vegetables indirectly, either inside the stomachs of prey or in small amounts of roots and leaves that they bite by instinct. Today, with domestication and modern food, the balance between what strengthens and what intoxicates is fragile. Therefore, every tutor needs to know both sides, the vegetables that harm and those that strengthen. Among those that harm, the first on the list is garlic and onions, belonging to the allium family. These foods contain thiosulfates, substances that destroy red blood cells, the cells responsible for carrying oxygen in the blood. In humans, the dose is harmless, but in dogs, small amounts can cause hemolytic anemia. The danger is cumulative. Even small daily portions, such as seasoned food scraps, are enough to damage the blood gradually. Symptoms include weakness, rapid breathing, pale mucous membranes, and in severe cases, fainting. The tutor rarely associates this with something as common as a piece of onion sautéed in rice. The second dangerous vegetable is avocado. Despite being considered a superfood for humans, it contains persin, a substance toxic to dogs. This toxin causes vomiting, diarrhea, and, in more severe cases, accumulation of fluid in the lungs and heart. Many dogs resist small amounts well, which creates the false impression of security and whacked, but the effect is silent and cumulative. The third villain is the raw potato. When it is still green or with buds, it contains solanine, an alkaloid that causes neurological and gastrointestinal disorders. Cooked, peeled, well-prepared potatoes are safe in small amounts, but raw, it's a chemical bomb. Solanine acts quickly, affecting the dog's nervous system and causing tremors, muscle weakness, and intense salivation. The fourth vegetable that deserves attention is corn, not because of the risk of direct poisoning, but because in excess, it is a carbohydrate poor in nutrients. Dogs that consume cheap, high-corn food suffer from intestinal inflammation, skin allergies, and weight gain. Corn is not toxic, but it vitiates metabolism and replaces essential nutrients, weakening the immune system in the long run. The fifth and last among the harmful ones is the green tomato and its leaves. When it has not yet fully matured, it contains tomatine, a substance that causes changes in heart rhythm and digestive disorders. Many owners believe that the natural tomato is always safe, but the ripening stage changes everything. A slightly green tomato may seem harmless, but it causes vomiting, salivation, and extreme weakness. The conclusion is simple. The danger is not in the vegetable itself, but in the chemistry that the dog's body cannot process. The canine liver does not metabolize the same enzymes, and the shorter digestive system makes the impact of toxins almost immediate. The good news is that for every harmful vegetable, there's another that can regenerate, protect, and strengthen. While the owner cleans the counter, the dog watches. The still, empty bowl is the symbol of a turning point, the instant when the owner understands that loving feeding also requires knowledge. What comes next is the other half of the truth. The 5 vegetables that actually strengthen the dog's body and vitality from the inside out. And it is at this point that natural food is transformed, when the tutor learns to balance taste and health, instinct and science. The transition starts with the right information, and the next step is to get to know the true allies of the canine organism, those who purify, detoxify, and prolong the life of your best friend. Morning light pours in through the window through the steam rising from the pan. The sound of boiling water mixes with the slight scratching of the paws on the ground. The dog watches attentively, smelling the aroma of the vegetables that the tutor carefully prepares. There's no rush. Every ingredient is chosen with purpose. This is how canine nutrition begins, with awareness. Among the vegetables that strengthen, the first on the list is broccoli, one of the most powerful natural protectors of the liver and immune system. Rich in sulforaphane, a compound that stimulates detoxifying enzymes, it helps the dog's body eliminate chemical waste from industrial food and environmental pollutants. In addition, it is one of the richest sources of vitamin C, K, and soluble fiber, essential for intestinal balance. The ideal dose is small, equivalent to 1 or 2 steamed florets 3 times a week. Exaggerating the amount can cause gas, but when offered correctly, broccoli is like a natural shield against inflammation. The second vegetable is pumpkin, a symbol of balance and constant energy. Orange pulp contains high levels of beta-carotene, which is transformed into vitamin A within the body. This vitamin is essential for vision, skin integrity, and the strengthening of the immune system. In addition, pumpkin has pectin, a fiber that regulates the intestine, fighting both constipation and diarrhea. Many owners report improved digestion and coat shine after 2 weeks of use. The ideal is cooked without salt, in small portions mixed with the main meal. The third vegetable is chayote, a true metabolic regulator. Low in calories, but very rich in water and minerals, it helps with internal hydration and kidney function. Its mild diuretic action helps eliminate toxins and control fluid retention. For senior dogs, chayote is a precious tool. It reduces kidney strain and keeps the body clean. The key is to steam it only to preserve magnesium and potassium, minerals that balance the heart and muscles. The fourth vegetable is carrots, the classic that many dogs already love by instinct. In addition to containing potent antioxidants like beta-carotene, carrots act as a natural toothbrush for your teeth. When raw and cut into safe pieces, it helps reduce tartar buildup and massages the gums. When cooked, it strengthens immunity, improves eyesight, and protects the stomach. It is one of the few vegetables that offer benefits in both forms. And, finally, the fifth vegetable, spinach, the guardian of the blood. Rich in iron, folic acid, and chlorophyll, it is the fuel of the circulatory system. Small amounts improve tissue oxygenation and strengthen muscles. But moderation is essential. Spinach contains oxalates, which in excess can interfere with calcium absorption. The ideal dose is a leaf or 2, cooked and well drained, once or twice a week. Together, these 5 vegetables create a foundation of vitality. They are not a substitute for a balanced diet, but they function as a metabolic booster, a bridge between natural instinct and scientific nutrition. The canine body responds quickly. The gaze becomes more alive, the energy constant, the fur firmer and shinier. The tutor notices the difference not only in appearance, but in behavior. A well-nourished dog sleeps better, recovers faster, and has a balanced mood. Correct nutrition is a form of silent communication. The body thanks you in gestures, looks, and vitality. But there's a common pitfall that threatens this balance: error in quantities and combinations. Many tutors, when discovering the beneficial foods, believe that the more they offer, the better it will be. And it is at this point that the excess turns the medicine into poison. The secret is in the proportion. A healthy vegetable can become harmful if offered in excess, daily, or in the wrong mixtures. That is why, before changing the dog's menu, it is essential to understand how each vegetable interacts with the canine organism, which combinations are safe, and how to prepare each food to release its nutrients without causing damage. That's the next step. The knowledge that separates good from evil, instinct from imbalance. In the next chapter, the focus shifts from the what to the how, the correct preparation, how to introduce vegetables into the eating routine, and the mistakes that even experienced owners make, without realizing that they are silently undermining the health of the dog they love. Steam slowly rises from the pan, drawing ephemeral figures in the air. The tutor carefully observes what once seemed simple: cut, boil, mix. But in dog food, every detail matters. The cooking time, the temperature, the sequence of food introduction. The dog's body is a precise machine, and food is the fuel that defines whether it will work hard or collapse silently. The most common mistake among well-intentioned owners is to prepare vegetables as if they were for humans, overcooking, adding salt, olive oil, or spices. The dog's stomach is not designed to process excess vegetable fat or aromatic compounds like garlic and onions, which are often included for flavor. In the canine diet, the taste is natural. What matters is energy and chemical balance. Vegetables should be steamed or lightly blanched, immersed quickly in hot water and then in cold water. This preserves enzymes, vitamins, and texture. When overcooked, they lose nutrients. When too raw, they can cause intestinal fermentation. The golden rule is simple: soft to the touch, firm to nourishment. Another common flaw is in the mix. Many tutors combine calcium-rich vegetables with those containing oxalates, unaware that this cancels out some of the absorption. A classic example is mixing spinach with broccoli or kale on the same day. Both are beneficial, but together they compete for the same minerals. The result is an organism that consumes but does not absorb. The correct way is to alternate: offer spinach on one day and broccoli on another. The same care goes for frequency. The dog does not need to consume vegetables daily, 2 to 3 times a week is enough to supply micronutrients and antioxidants without overloading the liver. The canine body does not have a constant need for fiber like humans do. Too much of it can cause flatulence, reduced protein absorption, and intestinal irritation. The timing of introduction also defines the success of the diet. For dogs used only to kibble, the change should be gradual. First, small amounts mixed with the main food for 5 days. Then, a slight increase until the dog naturally accepts the taste and smell of the new ingredients. A sudden transition causes rejection and diarrhea, as the intestine has to adapt to the new digestive enzymes. The tutor should watch for subtle signs: increased itching, hair loss, change in stool or appetite. These details reveal how the body reacts to the new menu. Natural food is not an experiment, but a dialogue. The body speaks, and the tutor learns to listen. The order of the ingredients in the bowl also influences. Cooked vegetables should be offered after protein, never before. This improves digestion and reduces the risk of gas. The ideal temperature is warm, never hot or cold, to avoid thermal shock in the stomach and preserve the natural aroma of the food. Another mistake is to believe that natural is synonymous with safe. Many vegetables become dangerous when mixed with sugar-rich fruits, such as bananas and apples. Sugar ferments the intestinal contents, generating gas and inflammation. Therefore, vegetables should be served alone or accompanied by lean animal protein, such as cooked chicken without seasonings or boiled eggs. Tutors who follow these steps notice the result quickly. The dog's breath improves, the coat gains shine, and digestion becomes quiet and regular. But the greatest benefit is invisible: internal strengthening, the balance that prevents chronic diseases and prolongs longevity. And there is a deep logic in this. The dog's body is a reflection of constancy. What he receives in small doses, he repeats in his cells. The tutor who understands this harmony transforms the kitchen into a health laboratory, and love into science. The bowl shimmers in the soft morning light. Everything seems perfect. Colorful vegetables, balanced pieces, the natural aroma filling the air. But this is where many tutors stumble. In the search for the best, they end up exceeding the limit of what is healthy. Love without knowledge is a silent trap. The first critical mistake is to underestimate the power of excess. When a vegetable is good, the tutor believes that more will be better. But the dog's body doesn't work like that. Canine digestion is designed for balance, not abundance. Excess fiber, for example, causes intestinal irritation, gas, and reduced protein absorption, which weakens muscles and immunity. Even beneficial foods, such as pumpkin and broccoli, if consumed every day, alter the intestinal pH and overload the liver. The second mistake is ignoring the preparation. Vegetables that are too raw are difficult to digest. Overcooked, they lose their properties. And the most overlooked detail is temperature. Cold food from the fridge causes stomach contraction and mild vomiting, while hot food burns the taste buds and reduces appetite. The ideal is always lukewarm, body temperature. The third mistake is to believe that vegetables replace protein. The dog is an adapted carnivore, not a herbivore. Even though he eats vegetables, the center of his nutrition is an animal protein. When it is reduced, the body begins to seek energy from other sources, such as fat and muscle mass, leading to loss of strength and hair loss. Vegetables complement, they never replace. The fourth mistake is mixing too many ingredients at once. In an attempt to enrich the dish, the tutor creates a combination that the dog's stomach cannot process. 3 vegetables per meal are already the ideal limit. More than that, it generates enzymatic confusion, fermentation, and malabsorption. Simplicity is the secret to effective nutrition. The fifth mistake, and perhaps the most serious, is not observing the body's reactions. Each dog is unique. Breed, age, metabolism, and health history all influence how the body reacts to food. Itching, flatulence, soft stools, watery eyes, and excessive licking of the paws are warning signs of an unbalanced diet. The body speaks, and ignoring these signals is the same as turning a blind eye to the onset of a disease. The conscientious tutor does not look for fashions or quick recipes. He observes, records, and adjusts. It creates a learning cycle that transforms the act of feeding into a gesture of respect. A healthy dog is not only one that looks good, but one that carries internal balance in each cell, nourished in the exact measure between instinct and science. Behind every balanced meal is a story of love and attention. The owner who understands this realizes that nutrition is a form of silent language. When the dog looks at the plate and then at the owner, there is trust. And trust is built with responsibility. The ideal food transition is made with time, with observation, and with small doses of daily wisdom. Knowing the good and bad foods is the first step. Applying them correctly is the second. Maintaining constancy is the third. And that's what creates longevity. When the tutor understands this harmony, everything changes. The dog ages more slowly, the body resists diseases better, and vitality remains constant. Energy does not come from fads, but from balance. The sound of the bowl hitting the ground ends the ritual. The dog approaches, sniffs, and begins to eat slowly, confidently. The tutor observes, knowing that each piece is more than food. It is care transformed into life. Natural food is not a trend, it is a return. A return to the origins, to the respect for the animal body, and to the instinct that the industry tried to silence. When the owner understands this, he never looks at his dog's food in the same way again. True love for a dog begins when the owner learns that every meal is a choice between health and illness, between now and the future. And in that silent moment between the bowl and the dog's gaze, the purest link that exists is born. Love translated into nutrition.